My Hero Academia Season 7 continues with episode 7 or episode 145. If you guys are keeping up with those tabs, with the episode titled Inflation. Let's talk about it. All right, guys. Brent here, back with Geek Variants. We cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, kicking off our anime live stream doubleheader, starting with My Hero Academia today and Demon Slayer on Sunday. Also, don't forget, for those who are big Game of Thrones fans, House of the Dragon season 2. We will have the live stream for that coming up on Sunday as well. And I'd like to remind everybody who will be checking in this post, the video's already done. I'm already out of here, finally catching some much needed rest. I do not show the video at all whatsoever in this lovely area here or during any of the duration of that. However, I will have the video playing off to the side and we'll be watching it that way, give you my thoughts, feelings, and opinions if you wanted to catch kind of like the early sneak peek of the review post the episode dropping and all that good stuff. Feel free and check out this video closer to the end. Probably want to say the last 5-10 minutes of these live streams. That way, you guys can see kind of the review a little bit early that way and save you a little bit of time. That being said, I like front loading that little piece of information because I've had people post, say, hey, you don't show the episode. This isn't a real watch party. Look, we show everything that we can within the legal confines of what is available out there without risking our channel being taken down after all the hard work we did in order to get things up into the current position in which it is at. But without each and every one of you, we wouldn't be anywhere close to where we're at. And I'd like to remind everybody that we're nearing our 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and we'll have some goodies such as these potentially able to slowly but surely come available once we've hit our 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. And if you're following over on Twitch, by all means, a follow or subscribe. Both greatly appreciated on whichever channel you guys are on. We're nearing that 1,000 subscriber mark on the YouTube. Thanks to you, the Geek Variant community. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's talk about this episode 145's upcoming Inflation, which is going to be wild. The episode on Hulu, because Hulu seems to have the episodes before Crunchyroll, which Crunchyroll, anime streaming service, Hulu, general streaming, Hulu has it first. They really stepped up their anime game, and Hulu, I wasn't familiar with your work, but hey, if you guys really want to keep stepping it up, by all means. Episode 145, the little description below the episode. Even though Shigaraki's quirks are sealed, he attacks Bakugo and the others with a strange new appearance and power. Meanwhile, Deku is pulled to where Toga was warped and Todoroki and Dabi face off. And for those completely unfamiliar with me, Dabi is easily my favorite My Hero Academia character. Bakugo is in a very distant second. So the fact we're going to get these characters even squaring off or even have anybody akin to their nature squaring off here shortly, very, very excited to see. It's going to be a crazy good episode, tons of battling. The anime is going to hopefully do just as good a job as the manga did because the manga things were absolutely popping off. And let me see this. Watch this slide. Power slide. Power slide. I'm off in the distance now. Wanted to show off one of the figures I got while I was in Japan. It is my Dabi figure. Won it at a claw machine, and it has him, with his white hair, blue flame combo. Thought it was super, super sweet. Had to get it while I was over there in Japan, the land of the rising sun. Gotta say, the people were amazing. The food was delicious. Everything was impeccable about Japan. If you have not gone, could not recommend enough. Been there 3 times in the last year and a half. Definitely plan on a fourth trip at some point because Japan was that freaking amazing. Heck of a time. This guy, Dabi, will be one of our main characters for today's episode. Going to be very exciting. Still, as always, I remind people I do not play the episode in the background here where you can see it. I play it off to the side, and we'll talk about the episode as it appears. And I really need to upgrade my Hulu so I can get rid of the ads so I can kind of streamline this As much as I love hanging out with you guys at about 2:15, 2:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I feel like you guys would appreciate if the episodes were a little bit more streamlined so that you can avoid the ads and not have me talk to you about whatever random products have paid Hulu for that moment in time for whatever targeted ads they think will appeal to me, the viewer, for, whatever reason that is. So, without further ado, bring this guy back to his designated spot. I gotta say let's see. I have one Dobby figure there, another one's over there, then I have another one leaning over there next to the Funko Pop version of Dobby himself. So I think everyone should understand just how into this episode I'm really going to be. Anything involving Dobby is going to be a little bit more hype for me than other episodes in of itself. So being able to see what Dobby's going to be doing is going to be a little exciting to see how Todoroki, he's a fan favorite all the way around. The amount of Todoroki merch I saw when I was over in the Land of the Rising Sun was absolutely insane. He is a face for so many people out there. And honestly, I gotta say, it's really nice to see. I think he's one of those characters that was very, very well written and very well fleshed out and has continued to become a fan favorite as time has gone on. And now we're going to be able to see what Toga was able to do by altering everybody's plans by being the villain true MVP from last episode. Because last episode's hero for everything was Shin. What was that? Shinso? No, it was Monoma. Monoma was the hero for the heroes last week, being able to suck in and use all the great powers that either Aizawa had or the powers that the villain that he copied, whose name escapes me at this moment in time because it's 2:21 in the morning. So it was very, very exciting to see what skills and quirks Monoma was able to pull out of his hat and really become the shining star that he was meant to be. Because it's always crazy. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, class 1A, class 1A. 1A is the best. 1A is our one we're representing. 1A is the one we're most passionate about. Well, 1B showed up in absolute big numbers there. Monoma and Shinso are two very pivotal characters who can make tons of great things happen. And this arc is going to be bloody. It is going to be crazy. It's going to be over the top. I'm very excited and very passionate about where these things are going to be headed. So now we're going to have to figure out ultimately where all of our allegiances lie. Because Toga, last time she had a heart to heart with our heroes, little on the fence. Now that everything has even pushed a little bit further, she was kind of even trying to talk to Dobby and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Do you really want to be a villain? Is this really what you're about?" And then, of course, Dobby, being the person he is, he's like, "Yeah, I'm a villain through and through. I hate my family. I hate everything that happened to me. I hate how things went down. I have only one thing in mind, and that is complete and utter vengeance and the annihilation of my family. That's it. I want to make sure everyone pays for the upbringing that I had, and then I want to move on from this and then kind of just help, Shigaraki in the long run of things. It's not main goal, it's a side goal. It just so happened that his goals aligned just enough with the League of Villains, so he was able to kind of be like, yeah, sure, two birds, one stone. Let's make things work. Let's make these things happen. All good things must continue to flourish inside of kind of an umbrella statement. The villains, everyone's going to get payback. That's kind of their thing. Either they weren't recognized enough, they weren't loved enough, or they weren't respected in a certain manner, in which case now everyone's going to try and have their very, very tragic backstories pay off for them in the most pivotal way that anything could be done. Our heroes, on the other hand, fighting for their lives, fighting for the future of Japan, and fighting basically to save everything that happened with, our Star and Stripes, who most people have almost already forgotten even existed, even though she had such a great and powerful impact within the first two episodes of this anime. So the fact that things have been able to kick off as rapidly as they did and progress the way that it has always been something that is really, really exciting to see. This anime is 7 seasons in. 7, still going strong as one of the new age members of the big three: My Hero, Demon Slayer, and then I would hazard a guess that the other one rounding out the big three would be Jujutsu Kaisen. But that could be me being a little bit biased. I think the big three has always had a very interesting change because big three back in the day, was like the Naruto, the One Piece, the Dragon Ball Z. Bleach was always a contender for that level of conversation. There are so many good, if not great, animes that have perpetuated the live stream and mainstream media for so long. So it's been a fantastic year just for anime fans in general. And we're only in the month of June. So, not even counting all the other stuff that we're going to be able to see down the line, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be very exciting. I'm very passionate about bringing the best anime content possible for each and every one of you in the Geek Variants community. You guys have been so kind to us, so supportive of us. Greatly appreciate everything you've done. The last thing I thought when this channel initially started was that, a little over 2 years in, we'd be sitting at 885 subscribers. And that's all due to each and every one of you hitting the subscribe button or the follow button on Twitch. Greatly appreciate that. And as our huge thank you to you guys, the viewers, we've always been sure to make sure that we have giveaways such as our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Probably going to have a ton of Funko Pops, going to have some Pokemon cards, going to have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, may even have a couple even big pieces of artwork to include. I still haven't decided if I'm going to go all out and get maybe like a statue or a figure of some kind. And we have multiple winners. Someone could win an anime bundle, someone could win a DC bundle, someone could win maybe a Lord of the Rings or Star Wars bundle. Really depends on you, the viewers. Some of the stuff will even be things that are currently sitting in our set at this moment in time. So there's tons of stuff to look at, tons of stuff that could be coming your way, the viewer. So we are going to make sure to have more information on that. The sooner and closer that we get to the penultimate moment of 1,000 subscribers, which at our current pace would be somewhere between September and October. So could even have some good goodies arriving to you guys by this Christmas. So it's going to be great, great times all the way throughout. And the episode will be dropping here within the next 4 minutes. Friendly reminder, as I said when the stream started, I will not have the anime itself playing in the background here for legality purposes. We cannot do so. If we did so, we would get a copyright strike, the video get removed, and our channel could get potentially banned. So I have the episode on another monitor off to the side here, and I'll talk about it with you guys as it appears. Also, friendly reminder, Hulu always has it first. Hulu beats Crunchyroll just about every time in its release time for I don't know what reason. Because I feel like, Crunchyroll being the primary anime streaming service that most people use should be the one that has it first. But they always have it about 20 or 30 minutes after Hulu has it. So if you're in the United States or even Canada, I would hazard a guess, pull up Hulu. It'll be there in the next 30 minutes, and you can get the action earlier, so you can see the Shigaraki battle Bakugo and Squad, and Todoroki and Dabi finally square off with Toga in the background, with Deku probably having a good old battle just to see how everything could play out, including our girl Irabity. So things are going to be very, very interesting. I'm very excited to see where things go and how we're able to get all this good stuff done here for My Hero Academia, with season 7 coming through stronger than ever. Right now, updating the our thumbnail that we'll have ready for it, just so first things first, we can have everything ready to go. The name of the episode will be Inflation. Inflation is the name of the episode. That's all right. That is a link. Don't know what to necessarily do with that. So thanks for the comment. Appreciate that. Work on things as best we can. We already have some of the best viewers on our YouTube and on our Twitch. Thanks so much to each and every one of those viewers who are there supporting in number. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. I know it's like 2:30 in the morning. Who's up watching My Hero Academia with a small little channel like Geek Variants? Appreciate each and one of you guys. That being said, got 1 minute now. Basically, going to be slamming that refresh button, and then we'll be going over everything. Hey, what's up, Ari? Hopefully, you are definitely all the way away from Overhaul because he is not someone you want to be hanging out with, Ari. So, fantastic thumbnail photo, by the way. I really like that artwork style for Ari. It's definitely a nice touch. Very, very well done. I wish Ari honestly had a little bit more impact in this season overall, but I could definitely understand why you wouldn't want her on these battlefront lines. That being said, the episode has dropped. Episode 145 is up. So I will have that pop up. I will get this going with ads from Hulu. So see how now I'm over here now. Yeah, Hulu ads with Disney. Overhaul don't have much of anything anymore. I don't even know if he got most of his psyche, my friend. He was a dark, dark villain, and he was very, very entertaining to see, you know, just in the anime overall. So happy you'll be able to be safe, and you can always be like, "Hey, look, ma, no hands." But that's what happens when you get on Shigaraki's bad side. So everyone behave themselves out there. It is crazy that the United States is still helping Japan, even though they lost Star and Stripes. Radiation using contact radio waves. Shared consciousness is definitely going to be a problem because Shigaraki, villain number one, all for one, 1B. Going to be crazy to see how things are broken out from there at that moment in time. There's a dude who's just literally quirk is just being a donkey. That's awesome. I don't know why, but to me that's just awesome. Okay, what do we got? The fearsome fire that spread and burned everything up. My favorite villain, Dobby, because he's going to be a problem. Like they're basically going through their game plan of how they needed to separate everybody and get things done correctly. And they got so many things right, only for Toga to be able to ruin everything. Himiko was one of one there. Oh wow. Brainwashing from Shinzo, not bad. Followed by Monoma. One of one, definitely showing off the moves there. Also, how do you build a giant layer in the sky with nobody noticing? Because they're putting a lot of people. They had Edge Shot. I forgot how cool Edge Shot looked because he never gets any shine like at all in the anime. Dobby goes to Camino War, Ground Zero. It is absolutely cruel that they made Todoroki have to go after Dobby. Oh, Gang Orca, not bad. Young Uraraka. at Kobe National Stadium, which will be basically all of our backup heroes. Struck Gigantomachia. Oh wow. 'Cause, yeah, if you get Gigantomachia back in the game, things are gonna be bad for our heroes. And yeah, of course, this is Aizawa's plan. There's no one else that could have been just on this level of scheming. Aizawa versus all 4-1 would have been a great battle. I am very excited to see where we go with this. Just hit the opening after getting the game plan all established. Not really gonna want to skip around because I actually like this season's opening a little bit. I think last year's was better than this one, but that's personal opinion, not a personal fact. Uh, We'll see how everything continues to progress. Because this show definitely covers the complexity and diversity of heroes and villains, I think, far better than most shows are out there. And everyone's like, this is just a kid show. Well, I believe they've covered a lot of things that should not be for the kids. Because I don't think any child would be like, you know what, I want to watch Shigaraki use his decay quirk and eviscerate his whole family while he's frantically and drastically crying for them to just like hold him and be near to him. Like that's nuts. If Monoma keeps like yelling at Shigaraki, things are gonna get really, really bad. Because it always got a 5 minute cap. That's bad. You can't hold Shigaraki for only 5 minutes and hope it's gonna work, especially without Midoriya there. And she is going to get she got slapped. 'Cause that's a whole new court for Shigaraki. Because that's a nightmare. It's not a quirk. He's just releasing his physical essence, and it's just crazy. That's also super gross, though. Oh god. It's just like his whole hand thing has been amplified about tenfold. And it looks like those fingernails have never been trimmed once in their life. It's very, very gross. Not feeling it. Bakugo is fighting with Bunny Girl because why not? Mm, things are getting bad out there. Yep. Emiko got him. And he's going to be a little too preoccupied to do anything about jumping in and out of things. because Monoma needs to stay here in order to keep Shigaraki from killing everybody. So this is fantastic. The plan is going brilliantly. It's like if any of those hands use decay, it's a problem. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Deku is in the wrong spot. This team is very strong, though. They put in two or three top 10 heroes. Yeah, three top 10 heroes. I forgot where Bunny Girl is ranked. I think she's like eight, but she, as we saw last season, packs a hell of a punch. And it's super cool as a figure because I have a figure of her, one from Japan, claw machine back there as well. It's just a little weirdly angled, so you can get like weird upskirt shot you don't really need on an action figure. So that's why it's in the way back background. And now we have Gang Orca leading the Aquarium Assault against Inomu. Wild. I never really thought Gang Orca would be much of a frontline fighter, but here we are. Oh, there we go, Gang Orca. That's a good one. Since Nomu is able to tear apart his body and shoot itself at other people. Wild. Oh, that's painful. Gang Orca has now been impaled. Uh, Yeah, Gravity and Deku got wiped out in the last attack. What do you mean they got wiped out? We haven't even seen them on screen yet. So this is a problem. Gravity may have to try and float him out there, but everyone's so busy with things going on. Hibiko, now is not the time to be telling Deku how much you love him, but also you're a sociopath with a long history of violence, so, it happened. And she's got insane speed for someone who's, just a girl running around in a schoolgirl outfit. And she wants to. Now's the time you want to date Deku? That's insane. She's the kind of girl that everyone warns you about will ultimately end you, but there's nothing you can really do about it because you still fall for her charm and then get, you know, fish kebabbed. Oh, Deku, wake up. And most important asset in battle, and he's been in this love stare with like Kimiko. And Uravity is just gonna be like, excuse me? That's my dude. Everyone knows it. Everyone. I've never seen her shipped with anyone other than Deku. That being said, I don't really into those things. Well, he's blushing, man. No matter where he goes, he's still a damn nerd. He's a good old damn nerd. Looked like this first crush. She killed her first crush. You need to leave. Mm-mm. Nope, girl. Definition of dating is holding hand and eating crepes. I mean, because her idea is to stab you, suck your blood, and the episode is up. So like, we need to get Deku to like get everything figured out. This is wild. Please stop being a little horny goober and figure it out. And friendly reminder to those who are here, I do not show the episode up inside this sphere. I have it up on another screen and I keep it there. We do not have legal rights to show anything here. We don't want to waste anybody's time if you're hanging around for that. Friendly reminder. Will he get Himiko to break out of all this stuff? Like, it's not necessarily her fault, but like terrible, terrible things happen. Will she ever be awoken to the light? They're trying to break through to her, but like how well that's gonna go, you never really know. Like breaking up with her is gonna be the hardest thing Draco's ever gonna do. Come on, everybody, figure it out. Yep, she took the breakup poorly. Things are gonna continue to be bad. Yeah, everybody got stabbed. Ooh, Froppy with the kick. Deco, for how strong you're supposed to be, you're doing terribly. She's the most unpredictable. Yeah. Hmm. You better things to do and talk about love? Yes. Yes. That's an understatement. Alright, Deku, get out of there. I wonder if it like hurts him to have like all that electricity like crackling around his essence. Your rocket has grown exponentially. Oh, oh, power your way out of there, Deku. Get out of there. It did literally jump over the entirety of the ocean. That's great. Will Himiko catch up to them? Reinforcement never one for a while. Mm. It would suck though having a one physical body and having like eight voices inside of your body trying to tell you what you can and cannot do. There's definitely a lot going on within the body and all the different aspects of it. And he'll get there when he gets there. His friends just need to hold on until then. Back for a precious secret. Really. What's her precious secret? Is we're talking about your ravages. It's like she doesn't have a physical quirk that makes her this fast. Toga's just crazy. Crazy. Come on. It's gonna be a dialogue heavy episode. Let's skip to like the actual good stuff. Thank you. There we go. There's Dobby, who's already pissed, and he murked everybody. Oh, Dobby did good. Acting in the Battle of Hosu. Hmm. Is he really monologuing? There's only four heroes left against Dobby. Oh, Dobby, you are a psychopath. That's cool, Cork. You change the air trajectory around you. That's a nice Cork and superpower. He definitely helped Dobby last. Well, not Dobby, Shoto last a little bit longer against Dobby. Hold smelly armpits as I trusted this to you. That's so sweet. So please speak of Endeavor so much higher. The nicest things anyone will ever say about him, probably. And Todoroki's doing this for all the right reasons. This brother fight is really just straight monologue right now. Even though, oh, Dobby burns so much. That's twisted, but typical Dobby all the way through. Viva his revolution. Superhuman society's limit. Hmm. Hmm. Why would you not come home? Able to keep living. Wow. Wow. That was the whole episode. And not a dang thing actually happened. Only thing that happened is Uravity got stabbed. That was the whole episode. There was no action. It was straight monologue the entire time. I guess they're going to slow burn this for a while. It's like, and next week there's actually action happening. And looks like it's going to focus on Dobby and his fight as his body continues to deteriorate from the usage of his flames. So that was a very, very one-sided episode, just straight up. Uh, Not a lot going on with it. Not a lot of specifics to it. Nothing that I would call, outstanding or terrible. It was a tease episode, which if anyone's ever watched anime at all in their life, especially if you've watched Dragon Ball Z, you get these episodes where they give you like, oh, finally your two characters are gonna face off. But then you get to the moment and the writer is kind of stalling for time and giving the animators kind of like a easier week, so to speak. Because the next week he's going to put them through the paces because he's like, all right, cool. Now you have to go absolutely insane, buck wild, make everyone do all these insane things. Um, this is exactly what this episode was. There was nothing that I would say was terrible, but at the same time, I wish certain trailers were done differently so that people can have time to necessarily emphasize certain things for the audience that all of us can really truly enjoy. Um, but these things happen. Not everything's perfect. I totally get it. Happens to the best of us. The week of monologue. Brother versus brother is how they're going to be panning this for the next couple weeks. It's going to be at least 2 or 3 more episodes because we got this filler episode that it was. Basically, we figured out Dobby, he's able to grow his flesh to an umpteenth degree. He's able to just expand everything that he has. And that's a huge problem given that his quirk is decay because now what he touches is so much easier to grab because he's even bigger. We watched the episode already. We'll always watch it off the screen. Thanks for the feedback, Kenny. We don't do the live watch because that is against legality reasons and purposes. It's episode's already been watched. I'm giving a recap of it at this moment in time. Head on over to Crunchyroll or Hulu if you wanted to go watch it live for yourself, which I encourage you to do so. It was a filler episode though, so I will give you at least that much information. So let's see, now that we've got that done, finishing up the thumbnail now, and then hit you with my final thoughts before we leave this episode and leave this stream for the night, unless there's something that you guys, the viewers, would love to chat or discuss about otherwise. See what we got. Himiko Toga still out here looking for love and affection, and we learned that ultimately her first significant other, she ended him, like straight up. She killed him at a very, very early age when he was a kid and she was a kid. She was probably under the age of 10 when she went out and took care of him and because she was so in love with him. Because her idea of love isn't like holding hands, kissing, going down the aisle, having all these wonderful moments. Her idea of love is literally stabbing the person she loves and taking in their blood and becoming them and becoming one that way, which is dark, twisted, insane, but at the same time, it's Himiko. Like, is there any one other person that we could honestly think of that would encapsulate that mindset more than her? No. Himiko is going to be someone that is going to be a problem for Froppy and Uravity, but at the same time, I think Uravity has grown significantly from where she was at in the last couple seasons. So being able to see her really come into her own will be fantastic. The cliffhanger was wild, my friend. The cliffhanger was wild. They are going to build up to one of the better battles and one of the darker reveals that the anime has for next week. I'm not going to get into too many specifics. I've read the manga. Manga's absolutely fantastic source material. The cliffhanger was definitely something I wasn't expecting them to come out the gate with immediately like this. But at the same time, it's nice that they're going to spend as much attention as they are on the brother versus brother thing. Shoto is no joke. He's someone that the fandom adores. I always root for villains. I've always been this way. I like rooting for a more complex and nuanced individual. I don't endorse any of their actions by any means, but at the same time, I like a more nuanced character. And villainy usually tends to bring out some nuances because most heroes are like, I'm good because I have superpowers. That's a terrible reason. Why do you want to use your powers for good? Are you trying to influence a new society? Are you trying to be a beacon of hope for people like All Might? Like what's the agenda here? Why are we doing this? Are you doing it for the fame? Are you doing it for the power, the glory? I want things to be fleshed out. And Shoto is a beloved character for me because originally he was just doing things because his dad told him to, which is a terrible reason. Be your own individual self. Shine as bright as you can as your individual self. That's what we're supposed to do at the end of the day. And then he grew because he met Deku and realized, hey, I can kind of do these things for myself. I can do these things for what I believe the right reason will be. And they'll come to me in time. I just need to follow him and figure out what's going on. I can challenge my family and my family's history, and I can do things for the right reason and try and bring everybody slowly back together. Because his dad is a monster. Endeavor is an absolutely crass human being. He does not deserve a second chance, in my mind, for all the atrocities he's committed to try and create a lab rat of a child to challenge All Might. That's inhumane beyond inhumane standards. But at the same time, Shoto is trying to step up and be a huge human being and bring everybody back together. That being said, Dabi's not exactly someone you wrangle in with friendship, hugs, and kisses. Dabi has his view and mindset of the world and will continue to do that regardless of everyone and everything around him. It's just how he is, it's how he operates things so much. Dabi, Toga, Shigaraki killing thousands of people. Peak should redeem. I mean, to redeem any of them, there is so much work to be done on everything there. Toga is being a complete psychopath who stabs people and drinks their blood to become them literally, and not to be the person who quotes The Office, but identity theft is not a joke, Jim, would probably come immediately to mind. Dabi has massacred so many people. He's too far gone to come back in any way, shape, or form. And Shigaraki, while he's trying to buck All For One's ultimate plan of bringing them together, who he is at his core is so tainted and corrupted. There's very little for them to do to get him to come back because he's just in his own little separate world. He's living his life his way, and there's not much that can be done at this point, at least in my mind, or at least from what I read up to date currently in the manga, that would necessarily be able to be like, look, these characters, they can come back from the darkness that is them. They have been absorbed by their own level of darkness and their own level of spite, and they have chosen vengeance, or they've chosen to be a pawn of something greater, or they've just chosen that no one is going to survive their path of justice, so to speak. And that's something that is very hard to redeem those characters. I may love Dabi, but at the same time, as far as like a redeemable character in the eyes of many, I don't have much that could fix him. My boy is broken. My boy is mangled. My boy is out here doing terrible, terrible things. Like, we all have that one friend in the friend group where they do absolutely insane things. You're like, this is just who they are. We love them, but sometimes they do stuff that we could never support. That's kind of what happened. And now you just have to deal with what Dobby's going to have ultimately done. Will his family ever be able to heal and get back together and get over Endeavor's sins? Who knows? Time will tell. Time will truly tell. Next week's episode, with how much focus they had on only one section of fighting, gives me a lot of hope. It was quite a bit of a cliffhanger. I'm excited to see where this anime continues to go. Later on this morning, my boy will be covering Kaiju number 8 in its continuation of the battle against the Daikaiju. And also, friendly reminder, on Sunday, we will be covering Demon Slayer with its live stream, as well as season 2 of House of the Dragons, which will be another live stream. That one is only a one episode premiere, so thank goodness. Dobby's backstory is fully going to get animated, so that's going to be Mwah, chef's kiss. I'm already excited. They have done so many good things with the artwork and style for the show. It's very unique. It is very one of one. Shonen, fantastic job with both the writing and the directing on how this is being done, and the fact that every time I was in Japan, there's always someone or something wherever you go, even in the non like more anime centric areas, there's always someone rocking My Hero Academia merch somewhere. And it was always really cool to see. And it's like if my Japanese was actually good, which it's definitely, definitely not, I'd go up to him and be like, hey, I hope you love the show. I hope you enjoy anything. Yeah, Dabi and everything that's covering what happened with him is going to be interesting to see how people react to. For those who read the manga, we understand what's going on and what's about to happen. And I think it is going to be some of the peak writing of the show and tough for a lot of people to necessarily bear where they're going at with stuff. But I think it can be so well done and well encapsulated that people will be very, very happy with where things are going to be going. So very, very hype for where this episode is going next week. As always, I'll schedule the live stream for about 2:15. I'll see each and every one of you guys there. We are a regular weekly occurrence. We'd like to strive and be one of one to where we're always there for the show. But again, friendly reminder, I don't watch the show on screen. So if anyone was looking for that, I do apologize. I know most watch parties are willing to risk their channel and all that stuff for getting those quick views and those quick subscribers. We don't do that. We like to keep our channel as safe as it possibly can be while still discussing the content as quickly as we can because we watch it as it drops. Talk about it with you, the viewers, as it's going. And then we go through all of our recaps and all that good stuff because if you're here for the live chats, like Ari has been for the entire time, we have been able to break down the entirety of the episode, what's going on with it. And then when I release the recap episode, Ari already knows exactly where I'm going with 99.99% of this information. So I'm not really ready for that moment, Ari. I'm not really ready for that moment. I don't think the audience is either. That one is going to be that's a tough one. Let's say that's a doozy. It's gonna have fans in their feelings, and it's gonna have me in my feelings seeing it animated. It was bad enough reading it, so I'll just cuddle up in a corner somewhere with a blanket and just tell myself everything's gonna be okay when that moment happens, because we know potentially where things could go from there. That being said, I'm going to start wrapping up this stream. Thank you so much for each and one of you who has joined on. Be sure to hit that subscribe button or the follow button on Twitch, whichever one is your preferred streaming service. We are fairly regular with our stream. It's going to be a wild time for this channel with how much good content is being made by so many amazing people. We'll be here for all of it because we cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. Tonight, My Hero Academia, Season 7, Episode 145. I'll see you guys in the recap. If not, I'll see you tomorrow for Demon Slayer's live stream. Have a good one.